Alright everybody, welcome to another DeLoreanTech Livestream, and today we're going to be watching the sort of final bidding on this 82 DeLorean on Bring a Trailer. There hasn't been a Bring a Trailer livestream in a while. Sorry about that, guys. There just really hasn't been either enough time or enough DeLoreans on Bring a Trailer, so it's been a little of both. Unfortunately, a lot of these end while I'm at work, and unless it's during my lunch break, there's really little opportunity. But today it's a Sunday, and it's Super Bowl Sunday, so happy Super Bowl Sunday. Let's see who we have on the chat. Huff88, Tito 420, Samity, Chivachok, Jenny Current. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Like I mentioned a little bit before, we're going to have Chris Miles on as well. We'll give him a call in a bit. He's kind of standing by. I just kind of wanted to go through this DeLorean here that we've got on Bring a Trailer. It's an 82, and up until about 4 days ago, there wasn't a driving video or a startup video or any of the other good stuff that I'm always asking for. So about 4 days ago, I did ask for that down in the comments here on the auction, and the seller was gracious enough to take care of that for us. So we do have a driving video, startup video, all that good stuff. I think he actually posted that in the comments. Oh, wait, here we go, video gallery. So we do have a startup. We have driving around, inside driving, outside driving. So that's pretty cool. That's, if you're going to buy a car sight unseen, this is like essential, right? Especially if it's a running car, like they say it is. So what do we have here? This is an 82 DeLorean. What's the VIN? VIN 10182. 19,000 miles. Grey Interior Automatic, which is one of my personal favorites. I just love the gray interiors. I don't care if it's an automatic or a manual. My car being a manual. If I ever were to get a second car, like a friend of mine just recently did, it'd be an automatic. I'd like to get a gray interior automatic. My buddy just recently, he hasn't announced that he bought a second DeLorean, so I'm not going to say who it is. He bought a second DeLorean, and it's a black interior. Actually, it's a black and gray interior automatic. It's an 83. So we'll be, showing that car hopefully soon. It's a pretty cool car. Some of you have already seen it, but we haven't really done a formal announcement on that one. Anyway, I bring that up because he only paid $40,000 for it, and it's a running car. And that kind of goes back to our other videos here on Bring a Trailer, where we were kind of speculating towards the end of the year last year that prices were dropping. Our price is dropping. And if you look at kind of where the DeLoreans, let me see if I can get the history here. The last couple auctions that we have. This one's sitting at 42.5. It's got a ways to go for a running car, at least based on what we've been seeing as far as bids in the past few auctions that we did not do live streams for. So if you look at the last DeLorean that sold here on Bring a Trailer, went for 58.5. That was at the end of the year. You had one here that didn't meet reserve, 65,000, just a few weeks before that. You did have sort of a dip here, 47,250, back in November. But then you had a couple of other ones actually 3 other ones that went in close to the 80s here, 79.5, and then in the 80s here, 82 and 82, back-to-back 82,000. So, and I want to say that was around the time when we released those live streams. Our price is dropping, and prices kind of dipped a little bit, right? I mean, you can kind of see it here. You have this right here. This might have been a project, I don't remember, but it only bid up to 29,000. This one here, 59.5. That's not a bad price. That's about right. This one only bid to 40. These ones here, these 3 did not meet reserve. So there was something going on there. And I remember looking back at where things were economically in the country. And this is around the time when the stock market kind of dipped quite a bit. It dropped quite a bit. So whether or not that has anything to do with people's ability to buy cars, or maybe it's emotional, I think there was something there. As soon as the stock market started to recover a little bit, then you start seeing the prices go up. These two having sold for 82, and you have one that's sold for close to 80. This one here, I don't know what's going on there. A few weeks later, this one sold for 47,250. I don't think that was a project. It might have been. This one bid to 65 just a couple weeks later. And you have this one that sold for almost 60 a couple weeks after that. So prices dropping, yes and no, maybe, kinda. Take a look at their chart here that they've got. They're all kind of all over the place, at least in the recent months, right? So it really is hard to tell. I think it really just depends on who's doing the buying, what the financial situation is of that individual, what the economic situation is of the country, and a little bit of emotion. So it really is kind of hard. You can never really predict where things are going to go, although they keep saying we're in a recession or we're going to be in a recession or the real recession is coming soon. So there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of uncertainty. The reality, though, is that DeLorean prices are holding, though. I mean, when you look at, what we have here in the past couple months, and I've seen other auctions like on eBay, cars going, and I wouldn't mind actually checking out the latest eBay because Chris Miles had pointed out there was a car recently on eBay here, so we'll just take a look at that in a bit. But getting back to this car, oh yeah, there is a car on eBay right now. Its bidding is up to 51.6. It's an 82 DeLorean, much like this one. This one has 13,000 miles on it. There's a couple other ones that are being offered up, buy it nows. The only other one here up for auction is currently at 51.6. I'm going to see what we have as far as completed or sold. Let's see what we got. Wow, one sold on February 2nd for 44.6. So another one sold January 9th for 40,350. Another one sold December 30th for 39.3. And it looks like another project car. A couple other ones. eBay doesn't command the types of prices that you see here on Bring a Trailer. Right now we're at 42.5, and the last car that sold about 10 days ago on eBay went for 44.6. Now, I don't know if that one had a driving video. eBay is a little bit more risky when it comes to buying cars. It's got a lot of photos on it, though, the one on eBay. Wow, that one. Okay, that one doesn't count. I'm going to bring that one over for you guys to take a look at. Holy moly. Let me just zoom in a little bit if I can. I don't know, but man, look at the engine compartment on some of these photos. So this one clearly does not count. This one sold for 44.6 10 days ago. All right, so I mean, look at that. I mean, this is yeah, no. Okay, so let's just close that out and pretend we didn't see it. So if that sold for 44.6, and you look at the photos and the video that they've provided here for this car, this is actually not a bad car. I mean, it's got the new hand cooks on there. Apparently there's a new transmission. And I asked why the transmission was replaced on this one, and the seller did get back to us on that. Let's see if I don't remember what he said here. Let's see right here. I'm trying to. So that was a few days ago. Here we go. So sorry for the delay on the videos. Car was bought and transmission didn't shift well, so we had it replaced. Car runs and drives just great. Just need the room in the garage for a new car. Okay, that's a pretty honest answer for why you want to sell it. He could be a collector. Who knows, right? So what do we have in the chat here? So Jenny Current, Bring a Trailer helped us sell our DeLorean a few weeks ago. The last one that was sold on Bring a Trailer. Okay, cool. Well, welcome to the latest DeLoreanTech Livestream. So that would have been, let's find out. That would have been this one here, 58.5. So congratulations on getting, I'm assuming it's this one. This was a little over a month ago. Buyer picked up the car the next day. Cool. And this looks like a pretty decent example here. Hopefully you're happy. Hey Justin, how's it going, man? Hope all is well with your car as well. So cool. So yeah, your car, Jenny, looked pretty cool here. Oh, you got those old school cup holders. Nice. I like those. 80s style. So you got some video going on there. So hopefully you're happy with the price you got. 58.5 is not bad. Somebody commented it seems cheap. Well, 50, that's anything below 60 is not a bad deal for the buyer. We've seen cars go for in the 82s. I didn't follow this auction. I've been so busy lately with other things, non-DeLorean and DeLorean related. I've been working on the new Hot Wheels Prototype 1 DeLoreanTech Customs. I've been working on those and not much else. I've been driving the car, so and unfortunately these all end at 10:30 a.m. during the week and stuff like that. So it's really hard to do live streams on these. But once again, congratulations. Let's get back over to the current vehicle, which is still sitting at 42.5, and just like all the other Bring a Trailer live streams, more than likely this will shoot up in the end. 42.5 for a car like this, not bad. It's clearly a driving car, as we've seen in the videos, and I'm assuming you all have seen these videos, but let's just go ahead and take a look at these. Let's check that out one more time here. So it's got it starting up. Well, yeah. I think there's somebody in there. I can't tell. Yeah, there's somebody in there. So it starts up fine. I mean, it is what it is. We've all seen videos of the car starting, and a lot of times, the car ends up in the hands of the owner, and the new owner is not happy with it, right? But the car does start, it does drive. Here it is parking in the garage. We'll get another one here. He's in the car driving. I heard something. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that noise was. If that had anything to do with shifting or what. It might have been something on the inside. He's got someone in there taking the videos for him. Hey, the speedo works. So there you go. Sounds okay. I mean, I didn't notice anything different. And, I've driven my DeLorean quite a bit and a bunch of other DeLoreans, so let's see what we have. Next video. So here is a video of the car driving around from the outside. Looks like the tire's flat in the front. I don't know. What do you guys think? About right here. Take a look at that. I heard some noise too as he was turning the wheel, so I don't know what's going on there. Let's just hear that one more time. Hear that? Right there. It looks like the tires might be a little low in the front. I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? Maybe we'll give Chris Miles a call here. As always, Chris Miles, one of our best friends. We're going to get him on. He actually has a DeLorean for sale too, a Chris Miles special. He's got that listed on Facebook. We're actually going to list that on the channel once I get some time. Hopefully, maybe today. I don't know. We got the Super Bowl coming up, so maybe during the halftime show I can put something up. I don't know. He's got some driving videos, and maybe we can ask him about his car as well. So in case you're interested in this and you don't quite land it, there's always that car. There's another one on eBay currently, but again, eBay is very sketchy, right? I mean, there's just so many unknowns right now. And that one ends in 3 days or so. 51.6 is the current bid on the eBay car right now. So let's give our buddy Chris a call here. Let's go through these photos. So the car shows pretty good. Hey, Chris, you there?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Hey, so you're live on DeLoreanTech, and we're taking a look at this 82.
I was listening along. I heard
Cool.
you guys were talking about me.
Yeah, we were. Were your ears burning? So you've probably had a chance to take a look at this car here. Any thoughts?
So it's driving. That's good. I think it just has a lot of deferred maintenance that it's probably going to need. A lot of original components in the engine bay. Looks like the hoses are probably original, and the coolant bottle, fuel line, so on. Interesting. There is a body panel dent, if you noticed that.
Yeah, I did see that. So there's a little bit of that has to be worked out.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think of the driving video? It sounded like there was some noise going on there when he turned. If you saw that last video,
there's some rattling. I'm not quite sure.
I wonder if it had to do with the flat tire. It looked like a flat tire to me in the front. I don't know. I don't know. Or at least pretty low, right?
Yeah, and he has the new tires on, so...
He's got the new tires on there, too.
Yeah.
So this video here is the one, and for some reason I can't expand it. Maybe because it's a YouTube short. I just heard something. It does sound like the tire's making some noise, probably because it needs to be filled up.
I was looking at that. There's an invoice for the transmission.
Okay.
So they spent $7,000.
Wow.
For the transmission. So, I mean, oh yeah, our rebuilt transmission shift computer. So that's good. I was gonna ask about that if there was
the computer governor, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully
I wonder if he
that wasn't the problem all along, and they just put a new transmission in.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, that's a lot of value right there. Things look a little oily underneath, so.
Yeah, I did see that. When I bought my car, kind of looked sort of like that too. You know, some of these sellers, they just, you know. So let's take a look at. So we're still at 42.5. Any predictions on where this is going to land?
It'll probably be around 50, I would say.
50 or so? Okay.
Yeah, I would think. There's a lot of people who like to click.
Yeah. So let's focus our attention on some of the issues here. We can spot.
Looks like some of the pictures were taken with snow on the road. So this car's been in Pennsylvania. So
yeah.
I don't see any like glaring. Well, there's some corrosion on the front of the frame extension. It looks like, but I don't see any like holes.
Yeah, there's not too much as far as invasive corrosion goes on this car. I didn't see a whole lot. There's a little bit of, some issues with the interior, obviously here and there. That's pretty common for a DeLorean or any really 40 plus year old vehicle. I was looking for the body damage. You said it was on the door or the hood?
It was on one of the rear quarter panels.
Okay.
Looks like
Okay.
probably the passenger side quarter
Yeah.
panel.
I did notice what appears to be some issues with the wheels. Well, those wheels are going to need to need a little bit of work anyway. So.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it's not too bad. At least not compared to that eBay car that just sold for, I think was it in the 50s or something that one car sold for? Or was it, yeah, it's 40s or something like that, right? 45?
All the plant debris in the
Yeah.
engine.
Yeah, that was bad. And I didn't like have time to look at that car until like just now. I remember you mentioned it. And wow. I was surprised to see that car go for in the 40s. But hey, it is an eBay auction, so it is what it is. But looking at this car, it's really not that bad. I've seen a hell of a lot worse. It still has the original plastic coolant bottle, overflow bottle in there. Not a big deal. 19,000 miles with that in place, and it hasn't exploded yet. Pretty impressive. I don't know if that has to do with where the car is, you know what I mean, relative to like temperatures and things of that nature. But I know that it is caused by overheating to a certain degree. Pressures will build up and that thing will split at the seam. I got to see a failed example over at DeLorean Midwest back at DCS, right? And where the failure mode was, right? And I've been thinking about those mainly because it's a Concours piece and people still want to have them in there for whatever reason. It's more original than the stainless bottles that people are using now, or aluminum or whatever. There's a little bit of body damage to. Yeah, I see it. Like the car got hit or something, right? Yeah. And it's always that spot.
Yeah.
Well, this is actually, I got the same thing going on in my car. The original owner actually hit the DeLorean himself, with his other car, parking it in the garage, and it's always there. So it is what it is. I still haven't even fixed that. Can you believe it? I don't know. A lot of it has to do with just me not trusting someone to do the work right. So I think we're going to go to Skip's and we're going to try to work it out ourselves. So Skip, if you've seen DeLorean Garage here on DeLoreanTech, he's the DeLorean Garage guy. So we'll take it over there, and he's a stainless steel. I wouldn't say he's a master, but he's worked many years in the stainless steel industry. So if anyone can do it, he can do it. All right, so let's see here. We're starting to look at some undercarriage photos here. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I don't see a whole lot of corrosion going on in the wrong places. The atmospheric corrosion, you're going to see that on almost any car that it really hasn't been, hasn't had components replaced or hasn't been stored like inside for most of its life, that kind of stuff. And there's probably been some outside storage with this car. You can see that, you can definitely tell the transmission has been replaced here. Probably got some new boots going on. Probably did a whole transmission service there. Let's see. So $7,000 for the new transmission. That's a lot of money.
Parts and labor.
Does it say who did the work?
It was some type of like independent auto shop, it looked like.
Okay. VIN 10182.
KNS Auto Repair in Pennsylvania. So.
Wow, it's still got the original Goodyear brochure. That's pretty cool. And the Craig. So it's got a lot of the original stuff going on here. That's always kind of a treat.
The
KNS Auto.
Manual.
Huh? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so he's got all that. That's always cool. Yeah, 7,722, something like that. Looks like. So DMC factory transmission. So that was $4,400 roughly. $145 shipping. So it looks like they probably maybe bought it from DeLorean or, you know, one of the. Yeah. So it looks like we've got a rebuilt transmission, updated shift computer. So that was $425. So the governor has been rebuilt and updated. So that's always good to know. Let's see here.
Is there a date on this work order?
Yeah, let's see here.
I think maybe on the
June 3rd.
Card. June this year or
June 3rd
year?
last year.
Oh.
2022.
Well, I just looked at Houston's website and they want $7,000 for the transmission.
He might have sourced it from someone else. Yeah, if that's the case. So this being in Pennsylvania, it's possible they could have sourced it from Midwest. They're the closest, I think, or PJ Grady would be closer.
Yeah, Rob might have had one.
Yeah. Let's see here. Gear housing, differential gasket seals. UPS parts back to DeLorean.
So it says.
Yeah, that's what it says. UPS parts back to DeLorean. I don't know what that means exactly, but
maybe they had to like send back the governor or something.
Oh, right,
or something
right.
Like
So
that,
remind me who's doing the governors again?
So the vendors are getting an updated computer board. They're all using the same one, so you can take your pick who you want to send it to. It's going to be the same part.
Okay.
Toby will do it for you. He does a good job. And Mike will do it for you at DeLorean Midwest.
So, okay, cool. So it's
generally they get them done in about a day or so, and then they ship them back to you.
Cool.
I think it's one of the essential pieces. Unless you can repair the old one yourself, some people like to advocate for that. But it's old, old circuitry.
Exactly. So we got 17 minutes left, and we're still at 42.5. Still not a bad deal. No signs on whether or not we got a reserve on this. I didn't see a no reserve in the description. Let's take a look at some of these comments here. Let's sift through the Back to the Future.
People like to comment.
Yeah. Gonna have to go higher to be sold. Otherwise, sellers should go to the other site and watch people flock to it. What does that mean, the other site? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, all of those people complaining on a cheap DeLorean. Here's your chance. Went up to 42,750. So nothing glaring, huh, Chris, on this car here. I mean, yeah, deferred maintenance. If it didn't mention anything about a new. Well, you know what? Okay, yeah, so we're good with the transmission. That's actually for automatics. The transmission has always been sort of an issue. So that's out of the equation, assuming, right? And other than that, I think the original fuel lines and stuff still in the car. Yeah, they are. So that's gonna have to be done. That really has to be done on the majority of cars anyway. There is some corrosion on the hinges here, I noticed. So definitely this car's been outside for a while. I'm looking at the cat right now. I'm looking at other things here. So overall, though, it's really not that bad. Of course, if you look at the last one that sold on eBay, and you compare that with this car here, it's like night and day. But the only alarming thing was that noise I heard when he was driving the car and making that turn. I'm gonna speculate it was the tire making that noise, because the tire looked pretty low as he was turning and kind of going down that driveway.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the body damage, that's superficial. It doesn't really look that bad. There's a scratch there that can be worked out. The dent is very slight. I mean, the dent on my car is a lot more pronounced. I was able to work a little bit of it out myself up to a certain point where I didn't feel comfortable anymore doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, it's on that part. That's the easiest part, I think, to fix on the car, the inside of the fender. Well, there's really nothing to have to remove. You just go right behind it, take the wheel off, go right behind it. If you get somebody who's really good at that, it's really a non-issue. It's where you have stuff on the hood and door panels and things where it takes a bit more, right? And maybe you get Chris Nicholson involved, right? Something like that.
So I've been helping a local owner to me on his car, and his car was unfortunately stored outside under a tree, and lots of debris dropped on it over the years, and most of his panels had damage.
Okay.
And he found a guy in town that actually does body work, and he did a really good job. I mean, we couldn't even tell that, there was a dents in them. So this guy knows how to work on stainless. I'll have to get more info about him because it could be a good, a resource to have.
Okay, cool. Hey, so let's talk about your car, the one that you have available right now. You just listed this new car. Well, not new, but it's your new car. It's your second car. So you've got a DeLorean actually listed for sale right now. I think you have it on the Facebook DeLorean sales group, and we're gonna put that up on our new DeLorean Technologies website. Hopefully, I'm trying to get it out this weekend. But anyway, talk to us about your car.
Sure. Interestingly, it's a very similar VIN to this one that's on sale now on Bring a Trailer. The VIN I have is 10,041.
Wow.
So it's probably made very close to this one on Bring a Trailer.
Okay.
It's essentially a single owner / family car. It was bought new in the San Francisco Bay Area in 1983, and the owner drove it until he passed away in 1989, and the family just stored the car after that. His daughter-in-law ended up with the car, and I was able to get it from her. So it was non-running, total hibernation car. So very, very good, very nice condition, all in all. I mean, if you've seen the pictures.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
I have lots of them on Google Drive you can take a look at. But I went through pretty much all the critical systems to get it up and running. I left certain things because I figured it would be a good idea for the new owner to do. They didn't touch the suspension. That's a very, a particular kind of thing. Someone would want to do what they want to do. So the suspension is original, and the AC system would need to be fixed. But the car runs, has original NCT tires.
Okay, yeah, the original NCTs. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Depending on interest, I can get the tires changed. I wanted to leave it at the buyer's discretion because sometimes people like that.
Yep.
Show the originality. The car only has 18,800 miles.
18,000. Very similar to this car. This car has 19,000. The other one on Bring a Trailer. I'm actually looking at yours right now. I've got it up on the live stream, the one that you have for sale. Looks like you've changed the fuel lines out as well, so that's pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah,
You've got the
yeah,
cold air
fuel
intake.
lines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. New water pump, vacuum lines, quite a bit of work. All of the K-Jet components in the engine have been refurbished. Fuel distributor, one with regulator. So,
Wow, a lot of work
um,
here. So if anyone's out there is interested in another DeLorean, I would argue a little bit better taken care of, or at least a lot of the upgrades that have been done that you would want. New clutch, obviously this one's a manual. New brake system components, new cooling system components as well. You got the entire 13 line engine bay hose kit for the fuel lines, which is always recommended. Let's see here. New GM style fuel pump. So the whole fuel system has gone through. No hot start issues on this one?
I haven't, and I have a picture showing the original accumulator.
Okay.
I've never seen a car, an original car, and all of the fuel accumulator hoses are intact. None of the rubber is coming off, and the car will start up, like, let's say 15, 20 minutes after it had been started. So I didn't want to touch the fuel accumulator because it was working.
Yeah, I hear you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and I mean, had the lines been all deteriorated, yeah, I probably would have messed with it. But
yeah,
didn't want to touch it. A lot of times, you try doing something and then it doesn't solve your problem, or it's same. So it's like, don't mess with it if it's working. I did flush out all of the hard fuel lines, so everything was flushed through. So I got all the old gas out of the components. Obviously, new fuel filter. All new original German Bosch ignition components have been installed. So a lot of good value has been added to this car.
Awesome. So we will hopefully get something up on DeLorean Technologies sometime this weekend. I'm hoping today we'll get something up there. It is on the Facebook DeLorean sales group, so it's definitely a nice car. Very similar to this one. It's just a manual versus an automatic. We got a lot of similar stuff going on. They probably rolled off the assembly line within minutes of each other.
Could be.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And I think you're asking $65 for that one, which is actually a pretty good price for a sorted out car.
Yeah. There's room for negotiation, of course. But,
Okay.
But I think it's valued about that. I mean, considering what you're going to pay if you bought a car let's say you bought a car for 48, you're going to be putting in a lot of money. All the work that I did, if you don't do it, it's going to cost you a lot more.
Right.
In terms of labor.
And
some people like that. I don't know. Someone will pay top dollar for a car that doesn't run. It's been sitting, and then, they won't spend the money on a car that's been done already.
Right. A lot of times you can get a lot of value for the car that's been sorted through.
I mean, even your car was a good running example, and it pays to buy cars that are running and driving.
I think my car was a little bit of an exception because the original owner was a Concours competitor. So she kept that car.
Everything was taken care of.
Everything was always taken care of. Whenever there was something off, they would, throw the thousands of dollars at it to get it fixed no matter what, right? It's just one of those things. And you get a car like this one, and on top of the 48,000, there's a lot more that needs to be done, and there's quite a bit that needs to be done on this car. The whole fuel system is probably going to need to be gone through. There was no mention of hot start issues or anything like that, but if there are, then we know why, right? They've already resolved any transmission issues, it sounds like. So that's, it's definitely a big plus there. The car shows pretty well. So there's not a whole lot that needs to be done except for that little bit of damage on the quarter panel. We're sitting at 48,000, still a decent price, but we still have about 5 minutes to go before the bidding starts to really start happening, right? Alrighty, Chris. Well, thanks for taking the call and for joining us here on DeLoreanTech, and maybe we'll do a live stream on your car.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll see what happens. All right, Chris. Take care, man. Thanks again.
Thanks, Todd.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
So that was Chris Miles from DeLoreanTech. As always great to have Chris on to give us a little bit of advice on these cars. And he has advised numerous potential buyers, existing owners on all sorts of stuff. And Chris is really a great asset and a great friend to the DeLorean community overall. He has helped many owners with a great many different things, including myself. A lot of our videos, feature Chris Miles doing the work. It's really hard to do the work and hold the camera at the same time. So we typically bring Chris in to do the work. We might hold the light up, or we might turn a wrench here and there. But the majority of the work on a lot of the videos, like the fuel line videos that we've done and the fuel accumulator video, that's all Chris Miles. And the accumulator video was a great one. It really shows you what's involved, in replacing the accumulator, which is really, it's a wear and tear part. It does need to be, replaced after a period of time. I ultimately ended up replacing mine. That was the last thing I did to the fuel system on my car after still having hot start issues, right? I had some hot start issues after doing the fuel lines, the new fuel pump, the hot start, relay, all that stuff, right? So I still had a few here and there, and ultimately decided the accumulator was next to go, got that replaced, and I haven't had a hot start issue since. I did have a couple cold start issues here and there, and what I did there was I just removed the hot start relay and it started up fine. So that's something that I plan on mentioning in a future video, is if you do have the hot start relay and you keep it in the car all the time plugged in to the harness, and if you ever have any issues starting the car, you could actually remove that, try starting it, and it probably will start up. Anyway, getting back to this auction here, we've got 2.5 minutes left, and let's take a look at some of the undercarriage once more here. So undercarriage photos are key, right? So you can identify potential issues. I don't see anything completely out of the ordinary here for a car like this. I think the big plus is that new transmission. That's definitely going to be very helpful in the long run when you're dealing with an automatic. I think we got another bid on this car here. It's got the original exhaust and everything. A lot of original going on with this car here. It's kind of an early VIN 82. So we're at 48.5. We're getting down to the wire now. So last 2 minutes. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the bidding here. So we've got in the final 15-20 minutes or so, it's gone from 42,750 up to 50,000. TRD OKC. TRD, does that mean Toyota Racing Development? Unknown. Probably not, looking at what he's buying, but I don't know. So this guy's bid on a lot of stuff here. He's got listings as well. Let's see what we got here. Bids. So he's bid on a lot of classic, a lot of Mercedes, Porsche. Wow, look at that. It's a nice Firebird. He's the winner. So he bought that nice Firebird. Just from oh, look at this. He won a Ford GT for $478K. That's a nice car. All right, TRD. He looks like he might be the one to land this car. He also got a NSX. a nice 82 vet, 894 vet. This guy's definitely buying cars here on Bring a Trailer. So it looks like he's after a DeLorean now to add to his collection. Yeah, and looks like he's that 328. I remember seeing that 328 GTS on Bring a Trailer. That's a nice car, and he's also bidding on that one as well. Heck, if I could, I'd bid on that one myself. Alrighty. So we are at 42.5. I like looking at the bidders because I like to see what they've been bidding on. So this guy also bid last year. Not a whole lot of activity from this guy, but he did bid on a Ferrari California. It's a nice car. And also a Chevy Bel Air. But not nearly as much activity as we've seen from the other bidder here. TRD OKC. There's another bid coming in from TRD. I can't win if you guys keep bidding. Alrighty, so we'll keep it on here. We'll take a look at what's going on in the chat here. So you guys in the chat, any thoughts on this car? What's a fair price? I'm thinking, 60 might be a fair price. Just based on what's currently available out there. You've got that car on eBay that's currently available. That's at 51.6 right now. This has surpassed that. Of course, that one still has 3 days to go. I don't know what's available from DeLorean right now. I know DeLorean Midwest they always seem to have a car for sale. DeLorean Motor Company Houston, they always seem to have some cars for sale. I honestly haven't checked to see what's going on there. We have Chris's car. That's at 65, negotiable. Very nice opportunity there for someone. But let's take a look and see what we have for DeLorean Motor Company. They have a few cars available, but they're all contact us for price. So I don't know what the pricing is on these. Quite a few, 81, 82, 83. Different levels, I would assume. 54,000. We've got 1 minute to go. Let's take a look at DeLorean Midwest and see if they have anything available. So DeLorean Midwest, a really awesome shop. We're going to be going there again this year for DCS, Shop for Cars. So I'm over here on my other screen on there. They're at 55,000 here. So the bidding keeps going. So DeLorean Midwest actually has a very, very early VIN, a very original car. I don't know if that's one of the twins or not, or if that's just an early VIN for 75. And they recently sold about 3 other cars here. I don't know what they sold for. I'm going to click on one of them just to see. It doesn't say what they sold for, so I just don't know. They do have VIN 682 for sale right now for 75,000. So if you want a very early VIN car, that's a great opportunity for 75,000. Pretty good price. I don't know what these other cars sold for right now, but I want to say 60-ish for this car. It seems like a fairly decent price. Yeah, definitely. So Huff 88, I definitely agree with you. There's a little bit of TLC that this car needs, but it's not, like you're going to be pouring, another $50,000 into it, right? you know, if you're gonna go through the fuel system, that's not a huge investment. It's definitely a worthwhile investment. It's definitely number one. I would say that would be number one. Number two, the cooling system, specifically the plastic overflow bottle is going to have to be taken care of. That's definitely not safe. So anything related to safety needs to be done, needs to be prioritized first, right? So Charlie O is out. You got 56,000 by TRD OKC. We saw his profile. He is a car buyer, and he's bought a lot of cars. And I point out the Ford GT that he bought for 478,000. Very nice car. So if anyone's gonna get this car, I'm thinking it's probably gonna be him. So Justin is guessing it will end at about 58,000. So we are at 58,000 right now. So let's see if you're right. We got 1 minute 39 seconds to go, and about 4 hours till the Super Bowl starts. So plenty of time before people really need to start going. Let's see if there's anything else we need to look at here. Oh, 59,000. So we're going north of what Justin has predicted this car will end up at. And I want to say the last car in Bring a Trailer took in about, I think it was 58.5. Yeah, 58.5. So that Jenny Current, who's currently on the live stream right now, that's her car. She's pretty happy with I think with the turnout there, thanking, Bring a Trailer, helping to sell the car. Now, Bring a Trailer, they present really well. They have the opportunity to upload videos. Take it as you will. I feel like they tend to set the pricing on these cars, and that's why we do these live streams. I mean, I'm not saying that they're the end all, say all for DeLorean pricing, but it tends to be a big deal. When a car does go up for auction on Bring a Trailer, it is sort of the number one auction site for cars in general, especially classic and collector cars, right? You see everything on Bring a Trailer, and it's I tend to think that people tend to want to go to Bring a Trailer to get to their DeLorean ownership dreams. A lot of folks don't have the ability to see the car up close and in person. These cars go up and Bring a Trailer, and you've got a week, and it's really hard. If you were to, spot a car for sale, you could fly out and check it out in person, like some folks have done. We're at 60,500, like some folks have done in the past. With Bring a Trailer auctions, those opportunities are very difficult. You really have to jump on a plane and quickly go out to see it, right? Before the bidding. But if you're really serious about getting a DeLorean, whatever it costs to jump on a plane last minute, it may be worth it, right? $1,000, $1,500 to get on a plane, fly out to wherever the car is, assuming the seller is going to be cooperative and showing you the car in person. If they're not, there's a red flag right there, right? Maybe just ask the question, hey, I'm interested in flying out or making a long drive to wherever you're at. Would you mind letting me take a look at the car? As Chris Miles always says, it's very important. It's highly recommended to see the car in person. If possible, drive it, or at least, witness it starting up, right? If they're willing to take you on a drive, even better. Maybe even offer a little bit of money. I've actually paid a little bit of money to owners just to be able to, hey, take me out in your car and show me your car. I want to see, I want to know what to look for, right? Those little small investments early on could help you lead to the right car and avoid, headaches and spending more money that you don't need to spend on fixing things that you could have avoided by taking a look at the car in person. Now, granted, that's not the norm, right? The opportunity isn't always there. So with Bring a Trailer, with these driving videos and these startup videos, I mean, that's almost required, both by the seller and the buyer. The buyer's gonna, wants a running car and a driving car. You need to see that. the seller wants to get the best amount of money, top dollar for their vehicle. Having those driving videos and startup videos are very important. There's really not much more you can do about it. I mean, you could go and do a much longer video and post that up on, you know, somewhere like on YouTube or something about the car, highlighting the car, really market the car before you put it up on Bring a Trailer. I personally think that's the best way to go. It's not to say that, you know, everybody has the opportunity to do that, but that's definitely something, if you're planning on selling your car, you might want to consider doing. Okay, so we did ask the seller to provide the driving videos, and he went ahead and he gave that to us. So that was cool, you know. So took a little bit of time. So here's our comment. So we're at 63,000. Here's our comment. 4 days left, no driving video. So all we have is exactly 100 miles were added to the car in the current ownership of less than 1 year, and a replaced transmission. We asked why the transmission was replaced. He said it wasn't shifting well, so he had it replaced. He also had the transmission computer governor rebuilt and updated. So we're going to say that the transmission has been sorted, and we're good there. And really, it's just some other, like Chris Miles had mentioned earlier, there's some deferred maintenance that is going to need to be performed on the car. So we're at 64,000. This is going a little higher than I expected. Yeah, Huff 88. She's definitely going up. Go Chiefs. So we know where Justin is with the big game today. So let's see where the bidding, or who the bidding. So we've got Felix and TRD. Both of them want the car. So IDM pulled out. Get it to 88K, yeah, of course. Yeah. So we're at 64,000. We've got half a minute. Now, if this car goes over 70, I don't know. I mean, with DeLorean prices, I kind of throw my hands up in the air right now. It's just really, it's such a niche car. You know, is it something that just a general car collector goes after? Maybe. But if you're not into the car, right, and you're a car collector, I don't know. I mean, it might be kind of a cool piece to have in your collection, but a lot of the guys going after these cars really have wanted the car for a long time, right? You don't see, I mean, you see speculators, you know, buying cars, but once you get up into the 60s, it's really about wanting the car for the car, I think. I mean, you know, I did mention earlier in our live stream, close friend of mine, DeLorean owner, just bought a second DeLorean, and he only paid 40,000 bucks for it. And it's a nice running car, so you can get those deals out there. That's not the norm. You know, it is what it is, but those deals are still out there. I think he was lucky that, you know, he paid in the 40s for his first car. That was, you know, a few years back, and then, you know, he got the second car for less than what he paid for the first car. And in today's market, which is almost unheard of. So we'll be hopefully hearing from him soon on that particular car. Again, he hasn't announced it yet, so he shall remain nameless. We're at 66,000. So we've got two determined bidders here, TRD, OKC, and Felix. They are determined to get this car. The last car on Bring a Trailer took in, I think it was 58.5, something like that. We had a few late last year that brought in over 80,000. A couple brought in about 82,000. Another one took in 79.5. And 66,000. 67,000. Watching, so Chris Zimmerman has joined the chat, and he's watching the auction from sunny Florida. Yeah, it's actually a sunny day here in California as well. So it's a great day to watch the big game and have your barbecue and all that good stuff. If you choose to do so. Whoever's going to be winning this car is going to have two things to celebrate, hopefully. Assuming their team wins. So for you guys in the chat, how many are you watching the big game? And if so, who's your team? KC or Philadelphia? Chiefs versus the Eagles. So we know Justin is rooting for the Chiefs. I'm just curious to see who else we have out there who's going to be watching the big game. So according to Johnny Van, it's currently worth it at 65. We're at 68 now. Got a minute and a half left. This could go up to 80. Who knows? I mean, you know, if TRD's determined and if Felix is determined, I think we looked at Felix before. There was not a whole lot of bidding going on there. But let's take a look again. I just want to make sure. Oh, no, it's somebody else we looked at. So Felix has actually been bidding on DeLoreans consistently since late last year. So he has not won a DeLorean yet, but we do have bids up into the 80s. Okay, so this looks like the DMC Florida car, if I'm not mistaken, that went for 80,000, 82 or something like that. So his ceiling might be 80,500. So this might, well, he bid up to 67 on well, this is this car right here. He bid up to 79 on that last car. So let's see here. That was the November 22nd car. Okay. So that was the one I think that went 79.5 if I'm not mistaken, or 82. Let's see here. Yeah, I think it was that one went for 79.5. So he almost got that one. He obviously doesn't care if it's a manual or a automatic. So we are at 70,000. 2 minutes to go. And Felix has placed his bid at 70,000. So just based on these two bidders, and I think the car is probably a little higher than I would have expected it to go. But hey, you know, I mean, we're in a different month than we were a couple months ago. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. So Huff 88, not any team in particular. ZL1 Power 69 is only watching for the new movie trailers. I think I'm with you on that one. Although I kind of, you know, I got a lot of friends that are KC fans, so I might just root for KC because of that. I think I got one friend who is an Eagles fan, but I think the KC fans far outweigh the Eagles fans. Yeah, I know, Justin. I'm with you on that one. 70,000. And for a mostly original car, 70,500 now. And we've got two determined buyers, two bidders on this car here. So TRD OKC, who is clearly a big car collector. I did not see any bids on DeLoreans from him. So this is definitely heavy. I mean, it's for 75,000. You could just snatch up that really early VIN car from DeLorean Midwest. If you really want a collector's item, you could just buy that car right now. There's a car for 75,000 on it's VIN 682. You know, really super early VIN. Early production 81 was stage 2 upgrade. Wow. Ceramic coated exhaust, black interior. It's an automatic, which, you know, you got the stage 2 and an automatic. We did a video on that. 24,000 miles, extensive repair history with Midwest, so they've got all the records. Excellent upkeep. The price for that car is $75,000, so you could snatch that up right now for $75,000. Here we are at $72,000 for what I would say not quite as good an example automatic car as the one over at Midwest. That one being gas flap that's got the dark wheels on it. A very early VIN, which that one, if you're at a DeLorean show and the cars that sort of gather the most attention are those really early VINs, especially amongst DeLorean owners, because those are the cars that went out the door first, right? Late, really super late VINs also garner a lot of attention as well, just because of the nostalgia about the DeLorean, these super early VINs. So VIN 682 over at Midwest right now for $75,000. I'm just plugging that one because just looking at the photos on that car, it looks pretty nice. It's pretty sorted through. The original owner, well, maybe not the original owner, but the current owner since the early 80s. It says the same owner since early 80s. So he's had the car for a very long time. I want to say I might have seen this car. This car may have been at DeLorean Midwest Open House in 2021. And because I just remember seeing an early VIN car there. And I'm just taking a look at pictures from the undercarriage. So we're at $72,000 right now. And 10 seconds left. We may be there. We may be there. We may be there. I think that's it. Felix. So Felix is probably going to win it. And Felix had previously bid up to $80,000, so this is definitely below what I would say is his ceiling here. And we are still checking for last second bids. And we will see if Felix has landed this car or not for $72,000. Well sold. So it looks like we've got 70 sold for 72. So there you have it. So congrats to Felix. He's obviously been looking for a DeLorean. He's been bidding on Bring a Trailer for a long time here. He's, well, maybe not a super long time, but if you look at what he has, at least half a dozen cars or so. $72,000. Not bad, not a bad price. It did go a little bit more than what I would have expected, but considering you've got a really nice sorted car available from DeLorean Midwest right now for $75,000. I honestly could not imagine this car going for more than that. It just wouldn't make any sense. I would have said that, if you were to compare those two cars together, I'm going to bring that car over here so you guys can see what I'm talking about over at DeLorean Midwest. So this car, VIN 682, and I feel like I've seen this car before in person at the last open house. It's a really nice car here. I'm just going to go through some of these photos for $75,000. Automatic. I love that stance. I mean, that's very nice. We'll just go through some of these photos here. $75,000. This car has been serviced extensively by DeLorean Midwest. It's a black interior automatic. The other car here on Bring a Trailer is a gray interior automatic, which not as common. But this is a very early VIN car. One of the earliest that I've seen. It's got the Stage 2 engine upgrade, which is very expensive to do. And it does require some some know-how when it comes to tuning the car, right? I mean, you could put a stage 2 in a car, but if you don't tune that car and it's not installed right, you may not see any performance gains. But you know for a fact that the guys at Midwest know what they're doing. So this is the type of car that, you know, you could probably tell it's got the stage 2, not just by how it sounds, but by how it performs. Okay, so you know, and definitely a plug for Midwest. Those guys are really awesome. So if you are looking for a car, an early VIN automatic, this is something that I would seriously consider. Early VIN, it's got that coveted gas flap hood. You can give them a call here. Their phone number is right here. 815-459-6439, or you can call them or email them at info@deloreanmidwest.com. So that's $75,000. I'm surprised it's still available. If I was in the market, that's the car I would probably go for if I was looking for an automatic. If you're looking for a manual, Chris Miles, DeLorean Technologies has a car for sale right now for $65,000. It's a very well sorted out car. We'll be posting that one up on the DeLorean Technology site, hopefully soon here. I've just been very busy. I want to get that car out there and into the right hands. It's definitely a car that I think is it really sort of represents the type of work that Chris Miles has been doing for the community, because everything that he's done on that car is stuff that he's done, with the exception of the clutch. So he changed the clutch out himself with the help of Ryan Foster. They both went at it together and were able to change the clutch out, and that clutch is working perfect now. So if you want a manual transmission car with a clutch that you know you're not going to need to change out for a long time to come, that's the car to get. So stay tuned. We're probably going to do a video or something. He sent me a few driving videos and startup videos on the car. I may just throw those up on DeLoreanTechnologies.com when I get a chance. Hopefully today, maybe like I said during the halftime show or something, depending on what they're even showing. I don't even know what they're showing at the halftime show, so I have no idea. But DeLorean Midwest, give them a call if you're interested in getting an automatic DeLorean, and you're looking at, you know, if assuming $75,000 is reasonable. I kind of think it is for a stage 2 automatic. Let's see what else we have here. What do we have in the chat before we wrap things up? Yeah, I agree, Huff88. Hopefully we'll see you there. I will definitely be there again to, you know, join in the festivities with Mike at DeLorean Midwest, and also Rich at DCS 2023. So a plug for DeLorean Convention and Show 2023. It is happening again. I want to say it's like the first weekend in August. So there hasn't been there's been a formal announcement on dmctalk.org, and there hasn't really been much else, but then I haven't really looked. I just know that I'm definitely going to be there. And once again, DeLorean Midwest is going to have an open house, as they typically do. So that's going to be really cool. I don't know who else is going to be attending as far as like their special guests, but who knows? Maybe they'll get Barry Wills to show up. I'm really hoping for that one. Maybe Zach DeLorean will come out again, you know, for his second appearance at a DeLorean show. Hopefully we'll, get a lot more folks in attendance. It was kind of a light in 2021. 2023 is also going to be kind of a light as well. So we'll see how that goes. So let's see what we got here in the comments. Any comments from Felix? Well, this is the second DMC12 going to my museum in Switzerland. Wow. Okay. So he is from Switzerland, and he's got a museum. So he's the first DMC12 is one of the movie cars. All BTTF tools are working fine. So he's got apparently a time machine. So he's got another DMC going into a museum in Switzerland. So definitely a collector. Doesn't appear to be someone who just wants a DeLorean for the DeLorean driving experience if he's going to be putting it in a museum. But hey, you know, more power to him. Curious to see if we do get another DeLorean here on Bring a Trailer. Hopefully we get one today so we can do another live stream next weekend. If our buddy here, TRD OKC, who clearly would like to add one to his very impressive collection of cars, to see if he's going to be in on the action at the next Bring a Trailer live stream. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We're gonna close this live stream out. I appreciate you guys, tuning in. For those in the comments, it's fun as always on these Bring a Trailer live streams. I do apologize for not doing a few in the last couple months of the year. Things have been busy, and the timing with these auctions has not always been perfect. It would be great if they could schedule them or set them to end on a weekend. You know, they are 1 week auctions. Hopefully one is going to be going up today. If not, then we'll see what happens. So once again, congratulations to the seller and the buyer here on Bring a Trailer. And we're going to wrap things up. If you guys have any questions or anything and want to reach out, we're going to be putting out some videos in the near future. We've got a video coming out pretty soon on smogging the car. So that will be coming up. I think we're going to premiere that at an event we're going to be doing here in SoCal in late April. It's called DeLorean IPS. So innovative products and services, and more on that. We're going to do some coverage there. It's going to be hosted by the San Diego DeLorean Club. And Gordon Carpenter, who is a good friend of DeLoreanTech, he's going to be offering up his house as the venue for DeLorean IPS, and we'll be premiering at least one of our videos at the event, probably the smog video. So we're putting the final touches on that video, and basically it will be about what to do, top 10 tips on how to help your car pass smog. Not guarantee, but help. So there you go. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you hopefully in the next live stream and not too far away from now.